Here's what you missed on Phathead and Cande in the morning. Weekdays 6 to 10 a.m. on My Country 96.1.
My Country 96.1 Phathead. We got a lot of sunshine. We get a couple of clouds in there, but still looking pretty good today. About 45, that mix of sun and clouds. Tomorrow, we might be getting a little wet stuff Friday into Saturday, but for the most part, the beginning of Friday, most of Friday looks pretty good, and we'll track whatever rain, possible sleet, or whatever is coming our way. We will track that tomorrow. Going to be colder tomorrow, about 35. Or so. But today, nothing to worry about. We're going to be all good for your Thursday, December 4th, 2025. Lots happening. Secret Holiday Show 12 days away now at mulcahy'smoles.com for your tickets. We got a lot of newbies. We have an artist that'll be headlining that is, some people in the audience will know who this is, and some people may be introduced to them for the first time. But I promise you a great show. Going to be a lot of fun. You get to see some people years before they headline an arena, and then you look back and say, wow, that was unbelievable to see them at the beginning. So we're going to have a good time out there at Mulcahy's on the 16th. Plenty to do still this morning. Let's go this direction. And I know you see a lot of it on TikTok and social media, people rescuing animals. Some of them look like setups, by the way, like they're not real rescues, and they're just doing it for, social and for exposure and likes and make money and all that. But people, regardless, people have a soft spot in their heart for animals, especially injured ones on the side of the road. Well, don't do this. You are getting warned by the government. A man in Georgia recently came across an injured raccoon and decided to give the animal a lift to a nature center instead of calling a professional. Just wrapped the raccoon up in his coat, held it against his chest as he drove for over an hour to the place to take the raccoon in. The raccoon on the way there bit the man on his face and hands. Guess he didn't want to be wrapped up by his chest. So he took the raccoon in the coat and took duct tape and made sure the raccoon did not move, and then continued driving. Once he got to the nature center, the staff put the raccoon in a kennel and then sent it to a vet. It was a nature center that really wasn't prepared to handle that type of thing. They forcefully insisted the bloody man go to the hospital. He agreed. Turns out the raccoon had rabies, immediately euthanized, so there goes that. And the man went through all the trouble for nothing. The nature center said, don't ever do that. Call the police, have them send, someone who knows how to handle, licensed professional for wild and injured animals. Don't be picking up wild animals on your own. Probably a good idea. And then there's this. Now, I know he's a criminal, and I know, it didn't work out well for him. But I will tell you, it sounds like a good plan at the beginning. So a man in Florida was being investigated by the cops. And as a side note, by the way, he had a doormat that said, come back with a warrant. Well, they did, by the way. That's a true story. The doormat said, come back with a warrant, and they did, because they had reason to. They said 57-year-old Chris Music of Daytona Beach was posing as a real estate investor, creating fake documents to make it look like he owned properties. Here's how it worked. He would take these fake documents to make it look like he was a big business owner and owned a bunch of real estate. He would then take that and use it as collateral to take out big loans and actually get money and buy other properties. And once he had those other properties, he'd rent those places out and pocket the cash and never pay back the loan. There's an interesting thing there. He thought it out at least. Well, cops said their financial crimes unit interviewed him, established enough probable cause to execute the search warrant and satisfying the doormat's request of come back with a warrant, facing quite a few charges for forgery and grand theft. He had a shot, man. There was something going on there at first, but didn't work out too well. All right, plenty more. You're Bald and the Beautiful up at about 8:12. National Days Good News Stories, late 8 o'clock hour. We're going to have a decent day, 45, mix of sun and clouds. My Country 96.1.
Phathead and Cande in the morning, weekdays 6 to 10 a.m. on My Country 96.1.